A show created by the fans, for the fans. We are your home for Ohio State football coverage all year long. The Scarlet and Gray Podcast, a Network 216 production. Live weekdays on the Network 216 YouTube channel. Send us all your questions and comments on Twitter at VSG_podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Tyler Johnson, Jordan Dalton, and Nick Leisure.
Good morning, Buckeye Nation, and welcome to another Ohio State Game Day preview. Ohio State will take on Western Michigan tonight at 7:30 at the Shoe. I am Tyler Johnson, joined as always by Nick Leisure and Jordan Dalton. Gentlemen, good morning. Another Saturday of Buckeye football. How are we feeling this morning?
Pretty good. It's going to be a long day. Some good games coming up, though. We got Michigan and Texas early on, and a very, very exciting Western Michigan opponent at 7:30 for a night game. So
That we do. But, of course, before we get into any of that, as always, guys, just take that quick second. Drop a like on the video if you would. Consider subscribing if you are brand new to the channel. Again, completely free to do both. We really would appreciate that. We had well over 100 of you that watched the Ohio State versus Akron game day preview, so appreciate that. Make sure, again, subscribe so you don't miss any Ohio State football content this year. So, guys, Western Michigan comes to town on Saturday night. Another MAC opponent. That's kind of interesting, playing two MAC opponents in the same year. Ohio State, of course, is favored big time in this game, as expected. But with the Buckeyes, what do you guys want to see in this game? Western Michigan is going to be better than Akron. I think we can all agree on that. But what do you want to see from the Buckeyes in this game, as not only do you go out, prepare for this game, but also you end up preparing for Marshall next weekend, which will be the toughest non-conference opponent the Buckeyes will face?
Well, actually, so after this, we actually have a bye week, which is kind of weird. So you get the bye week to get healthy, and then you get the meat of your schedule starting up after Marshall. But no, I mean, obviously, you just want to make the routine plays routine, like Ryan Day always likes to say. Not having penalties on offense on the offensive side of the ball. I know Ryan Day is going to harp that heavy to his. I know he probably did it all week to his guys. Like, we just have to be perfect in the things that we can control. So taking care of the football and reducing penalties is obviously two big things for me. And then especially on the offensive side of the ball. And then defensively, I mean, just come out and kind of piggyback on what you did last week. Held Akron to 6 points. Really, they had a tough time moving the ball, period. So just kind of keep building up for that for this bye week, and then go into Marshall week 4 and be fully healthy and ready to go.
yeah, I don't think a lot changes from last week and what we want to see out of the offense and out of the defense. I will say Western Michigan took Wisconsin into deep waters, a Big Ten opponent. They really made it a close game and made it competitive. The final score might not look so much, 28-14, but they really did keep it close for a while in that game. I think it just came down to talent. Wisconsin was more talented, but Western Michigan played them tough, and I think Ohio State has to match that intensity and not play down to their opponent, which is something we've kind of seen in the Ryan Day era. Is when we have a lesser opponent, we kind of let them stick around a little too long in games and maybe get off to that slow start. So I would like to see us just come out and dominate from the jump, and not give up a lead on the first drive or any points, like coming straight down the field, and just don't take time to settle in. Just dominate from the jump. I think that's kind of my biggest thing I want to see on tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I agree with that. I mean, you have to come out, start off fast. Let's not kick it into gear in the third quarter. Like, let's start the game that way. I also want to see another clean game from Will Howard. I just think that's really important. Again, we know the biggest thing that Will Howard struggled with throughout his career is turnovers. The more he can put forth games that don't include turnovers, it's only going to be better for Ohio State. And I think he can just start stacking. He's going to get more and more comfortable within the offense. That's what I really want to see tonight. I also mentioned it on Tuesday's live show, so go back and check it out if you guys weren't able to tune in for that. But I want to see Brandon Enos get some more opportunities. I want to see Bryson Rogers get some more opportunities, maybe Mylan Graham a little bit. I want to see some of these younger guys. These are the types of games where they need the reps because you're going to need everybody this year. Because right now, with the college football playoff schedule the way it is, and the expectation is the Buckeyes are going to be there, the season is a lot longer than it's been in the past. You're going to need everybody on this team. So I want to see some of these younger guys get reps, and that does include Julian Sain. I want to see Julian Sain play. It's nothing against Devin Brown, but let's say Will Howard goes down, the option might be Devin Brown, it might be Devin Brown or Julian Sain. I know the Buckeyes are high on Sain. There's a reason why he is one of the fastest players in Ohio State history, he and Jeremiah Smith, to lose their black stripe as a true freshman. So that really says a lot. And, this is a perfect game for him to get that opportunity. So I want to see some of him. And then on the defensive side, continue to show me more of Arvell Reese. I've been really impressed with what I've seen from him so far this year. Ryan Day has called him out, saying he needs to be getting more game time. So you know what? I want to see that. Give me some more Arvell Reese. I want to continuously see Sonny Styles get more and more comfortable at linebacker. But yeah, in the defensive line, kind of like I mentioned on offense, continue that rotation. A lot of guys played last week. Continue the same thing. And that way, when you get into Big Ten play, a lot of these guys are going to have experience and you'll be able to rotate some of these guys in against bigger opponents. So I definitely want to see that. As far as with Western Michigan guys, it begins and ends with Jalen Buckley. He led Western Michigan last year with over 1,000 yards, 5.3 yards to carry, 10 touchdowns. Didn't do a whole lot against Wisconsin, but he is the main weapon for the Broncos, I would say. If you were Jim Knowles, would you just want to stack the box against Western Michigan, force Hayden Wolf to throw against you? I mean, he only had 8 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Or what do you think Ohio State is going to do on Saturday to contain the Western Michigan run game? Because keep in mind also, Western Michigan has a pretty good offensive line. They have 2 all-MAC selections that are coming back with Jacob Gideon and Addison West. So, that is one area that Ohio State struggled a little bit against Akron. So how do you think Jim Knowles is going to address that tonight?
Yeah.
I mean, probably load the box up, right?
Yeah, I think it's just it's one-sided offense. They're pretty one-dimensional. So their quarterback, like you said, didn't have a great game against Wisconsin. They're not going to be throwing it all over the yard against you. Take away their biggest weapon, and that you're pretty much stifling that entire offense. So yeah, I agree. Load the box and let it rip. Stay aggressive.
Yeah, go man across the board. I mean, our corners and safeties are talented enough to defend these guys one-on-one. So yeah, just go man across the board, load the box up, and I mean, then if they make a couple passes down the field, they beat our guys a couple times. That's fine. Then you have to make adjustments, obviously. But yeah, I mean, like Jordan said, just kind of contain the running game and walk out of here with a big dub. But I'm gonna touch on the offense really quick, and then we can get to predictions and stuff. I think they're gonna run the ball a lot, meaning Ohio State. I think they're gonna really try to get that running game really kicked into high gear. I know last week we didn't really see it a ton. I mean, Quinshawn and Travion both had decent games. Same with James Peoples. But I think they're really going to harp on getting the running game going because that's what Chip Kelly wants to do. He wants to run the rock, and he wants to get those guys going in the right direction. So I wouldn't be shocked if we don't really come out tossing the ball around a lot. I would not be surprised if we try to run the ball and just really try to get that running game going in the right direction leading into the bye.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. I think also I would like to see that, but I also need to see Will Howard get more reps because the other big thing with this is I need my quarterback to get more and more comfortable in the offense. I think they'll try and find a good mix of that, but kind of like you said, I do believe they're going to end up leaning on the run a lot more, especially incorporating James Peoples into that. I think that's going to happen a lot more. The true freshman obviously scored a touchdown last week against Akron. So I expect him to get more reps. Last question on Western Michigan, and then we will do predictions here. Do you guys think Western Michigan has some confidence coming into this game? Again, that sounds crazy to say, but when you go to Camp Randall and nearly beat Wisconsin, I understand Ohio State and Wisconsin are two totally different like spectrums, but do you think there's a little sense of confidence that Western Michigan can hang in there, at least in the first half?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I said, they're going to come in and they're going to play tough. They really had a shot late in that game to take the lead and possibly win that football game against a Big Ten opponent, and it was an away game for them. So yeah, they're going to come in, they're going to play us tough early. And I think it'll be similar to how Akron did the same thing. I feel like every time we play a MAC team, it's kind of the same recipe. You have to withhold the storm early in the game, and you know you end up pulling away due to your talent and your depth. But I just don't want to see that. I want to see us come out and be the aggressor early.
Yeah. Yep. No, I agree with that. Okay. So Ohio State is favored in this game by 37 points. So it has changed. It was 38 for a while. It's now 37. So again, it's going to be a night game at the Shoe. Kind of a weird one. We've had these conversations off the air before. I don't understand these night games against inferior opponents. Personally, I think they're kind of a waste. Like, give me these against ranked opponents or at least better opponents than this. But anyway, 37-point favorites. Do you guys think the Buckeyes cover the spread? And what's your score prediction?
Yeah, I think they cover. I think they cover pretty easily, to be honest. I was a little overzealous last week thinking Akron was going to get in the end zone, so I'm going to renege on the MAC. And I think the score, Buckeyes 52, Western Michigan 3. I think we give up a field goal maybe early in the first quarter, but then the defense really settles in and just kind of shuts down Western Michigan for the rest of the game. But it also, they might not score a lot. Like Ohio State might not score a lot depending on how much they're leaning on the run. So, but 52-3, I think they cover in a big way.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Nick. I think it's going to be a pretty similar score to the Akron game. And I have it at 49-3. I think that was the Akron score if I'm thinking of it. But yeah, it'll be a blowout. I don't think there's going to be much offensive movement for Western Michigan. I think our defense is just too good this year.
Yep. For this one, this one for me, I do think they cover as well. I think Western Michigan, at least in the first half, is going to put a touchdown on the board. I do, because I really just think that they do have a lot of confidence, and I need to see Ohio State come out fast. And last year, it rarely happened. It didn't happen against Akron. We started off slow. I think that's going to give Western Michigan an opportunity to score in this game. I got Ohio. I do have Ohio State, though, 56-10 in this game. So, yeah, that's where I'm at least. As we're wrapping things up, anything else you guys want to add before we wrap up this game day preview against Western Michigan?
Attack and dominate.
Short, simple, and to the point. Well, guys, as a reminder, just show that support. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you are brand new to the channel. Again, game day previews for you guys every Saturday, so make sure you are checking those out. We will be back live Tuesday evening at 7 o'clock. Make sure you don't miss it here on the YouTube channel. Again, not only are we available on YouTube, but all the platforms that you might stream on. So thank you for your support. We will talk to you guys all again soon. As always, go Buckeyes.